Hi, everybody. Welcome to the episode today, Toy Talk Live. We got our co-host Dan Thompson back with us today. We got some really fun, exciting news to talk about: Skybound and Street Fighter and toys.
I like the new guy. I've been gone for like 3 weeks.
And then, of course, our host, Mr. Terry, Toy Talk, Action Media Ruin.
Terry, I'm going to make a statement, and don't you dare say you love it, because I know you're going to say you love it. It is freaking cold outside.
Oh, gosh.
I'm hot. I'm burning up.
Don't you say, oh, I love it. I love the cold. I love the cold.
It's beautiful here.
Why don't you show off a little bit down there in Florida? What do we got, like 16 degrees today in Louisville, Kentucky? Maybe 12?
Listen,
I heard there was big
when
snowstorm.
you're a man of stature, cooler weather feels better.
I like
See,
that.
I knew he would have something to say. I just knew he would.
Yeah.
That's our Terry.
So what's new in the world of Skybound, Dan? We've been waiting for you to give us all the haps and what's ups.
There's a big reveal at the end of the Dreadnought War. I cannot say. I will tell you
Why
guys. Well,
not?
I don't want to lose access
Why
to
not?
conference calls.
Come on, they're up to issue 4 of the 5-parter. You can tell us.
I'm still
No, I can tell you off camera, but it's a pretty much a no-brainer. I think there is a Transformer that's about to be killed, which I'm not real happy about.
Hell,
If I heard correctly, and I'm not really sure why. Of course, in the current comics, Thundercracker is now an Autobot, and then RC is about to become RC Magnus, which I'm very confused by that. But
now see, I haven't gotten that far yet.
well, in the
Thundercracker,
IDW series, in their continuity, Ultra Magnus was a title. So, like, it was like a suit like Iron Man. And so I don't know if that's what they're doing, copying that or what. But they've so far it sounds like 2 things they're copying: Thundercracker being an Autobot, and then the Magnus being some type of title. Why? So
becoming an Autobot.
I don't know. I'm a little concerned about that, because I don't think we need to copy what's been done before, especially when it kind of all that stuff ended really poorly. And I think Skybound's been
not even have the series at all if they're not going to copy anything that's been done before, right?
No, I kind of want different things. I don't want to see things exactly in other places. I like these twists and turns, and we know the status quo of most of this stuff. So how they get to the status quo is fine for me. If they do some twists and turns, I've enjoyed it thus far. Hey, Lone Dragon, thanks for joining us.
Me too.
Now, if you've read the newest issue, David, have you read the newest issue, Transformers 27?
I just read 26, so I'm a month behind. While we were waiting to come on, I was just telling Terry my comics are like a month and a half late, because supposedly there's a snowstorm and a machine broke and there's been delays. But the comic stores keep getting their comics, but I get mine a month late.
Yeah, because you're not a comic store.
Well, you should probably get your comics from a really cool outfit like Zone Comics and Toys, who ships all over the United States, by the way, and has a massive eBay store. I'm just saying.
But I don't think you can afford my cost. I'm getting 52% for my LCS, and I don't think you could afford to give me that, because I doubt you get that.
Why are they losing money to send you books?
Because I'm that good.
Okay.
I spend over $1,000 a month. That's why.
We could definitely do something for you.
Yeah, I know you can.
We'll talk later.
I'm also working at a comic store. I talked about it in last week's episode. My new job. I left Walmart, and now I am with a new comic store in my area as my new job. Kind of semi-retired now. I just kind of take it easy and work at a comic and toy store now.
Yeah, that's my gimmick.
I didn't know you were that old, David.
I am that old. I'm 52 years old. I'm older than you two, that's for sure.
Are you older than Dan?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, David, you're so funny.
I was talking to somebody the other day. Like, I am on Circle of Jerks. I am the youngest member of that live stream.
Oh, that's funny.
And I feel like I'm the youngest pretty much like everywhere I go.
You're very smart. I wouldn't take your age as a deterrent or a detraction because you're a very intelligent person. So I think a person should be judged on his skills and his capability. Just because you're young, that doesn't mean anything negative.
As the great Ronald Reagan once said in a famous debate, I know age has come into this election, and I refuse to use my opponent's youth or inexperience against him. And that won in the pretty much done deal. He won the election. But the newest issue of Transformers, General Flag and Miles Mayhem have a very interesting exchange.
Oh, that's right. General Flag kicks the crap out of him. That's true.
Yeah, he and has him arrested. And of course, Ultra Magnus has an interesting exchange with General Flag too. And General Flag has an interesting retort to what he says to him. So no, it's been pretty good. And then Optimus is fully repaired, and the Autobots have a new mission, and it's to get rid of all the Decepticons on the Earth.
So I have not yet read issue 27. I actually skipped a couple and was like, what the fuck's going on here? And then I found out that I had skipped an issue or two and went back and read those. So I'm still catching up. I've got to read issue 27. So I know that General Flag's in it. General Flag helps out the Autobots. I know what went down with Thundercracker. I think that Starscream is actually going to become an Autobot as well.
That would be interesting. Or if he creates a third faction. Terry, I did the exact same thing with Void Rivals. Somehow I missed an issue or two, and I was reading it, and I was like, "What in the world is going on?"
Yeah, it's definitely not a series that you can just jump into.
No, and then I'm like, well, I guess I just don't remember the last issue that well, and I go to file it away, and I'm like, wait a minute, I go to get books out to read, and I'm like, damn it, I missed an issue. It's right here in the box.
They're about to start the Quintessence War with issue 25. I'm really looking forward to that. And it's interesting that there's little pieces that makes me think that they're trying to like tie up the Sunbow continuity at the last season of the Sunbow and in between the movies, because the fact that they have like Springer and Hot Rod, and they have Wheelie, and they had Pythona and Cobra La, and there's Ultra Magnus is over here, and RC's. It's like all these elements that are like from the two movies, G.I. Joe and Transformer movies, like before we get to those movies. It's like nagging me in the back of my neck. Like, wait a minute, are they trying to like do some sort of connecting tissue?
So, I thought that during the IDW series that Ultra Magnus had died, and like they were just using his body as like an Iron Man type suit. Like
the original did, yes.
Minimus Anbus, I think, was the name of the character that was using it.
Yes.
And I don't remember what that character was.
Yeah, there was an Ultra Magnus. There was an Ultra Magnus. It was kind of like a urban legend, if you will.
Yeah.
And like he had died, and they took the shell and made it like a suit. I don't think that they're doing that with this. I think that she's just going to get a title. I don't know, but the cover for 28 looks interesting because the FOC was due the week. We had the conference call, and he was really like urging everyone to up their orders because it was going to be a pretty big deal.
But
so
now Dan, in the movie, doesn't Ultra Magnus say he's like the captain of the guard for the Autobots, or some sort of title that he is Ultra Magnus? Because
no, his file card, for a lack of a better term, says he's the Autobot City Commander, and he just tells Prime, "I'm just a soldier," and he's like, well, I was once one too, or whatever. He does say the word "damn it" though, to help get that upper rating, so parents can be on there and be like, look at all these new characters I need to get once my son gets out of therapy for them killing all the characters he loved.
Well, I mean, they do the same thing with the G.I. Joe movie, and
Duke.
they also did the same thing with what was it? The Phoenix Saga in the X-Men series in the 90s.
Or did they kill off people in the My Little Pony movie? Because that came out first, then Transformers the movie, and then G.I. Joe got shelved to VHS.
Yeah, My Little Pony was first, but I don't know if anybody got killed off in that.
And I'm like, daggone. I mean, where they just like, it was like the deer hunter out there or something, like, like, hey, let's not stop the killing. Let's go to the Transformers.
Well, but
and humanoids coming out, they're eating people and decomposing them. And,
Sunbow was definitely a much more mature animation company, but Transformers, do they really die? Do they really get killed?
That gets answered in issue 27.
If their spark is pulled from their body and it's crushed and you see no energy embers, maybe then you're dead.
I wish I had 27 down here with me. Maybe I do. I'll open up the first page, because I think it's upstairs. The first page is Bumblebee's husk. And they're like, poor Bumblebee. And they're like, can he be revived? And it's like, well, his spark might still be in there, but it'll be tough. Same thing with Old Ratchet. But we have a few characters that rejuvenate it, and then they introduced what's his name that was found with Mirage, Bulkhead. Bulkhead's kind of like the annoying guy in the group. Like, he starts rambling and they're just like, yeah, see ya, and they walk away. So I'm already ready for him to meet his end. They need to go send him on a mission to go find Megatron. See how he's doing.
I think Roadblock's supposed to be coming into G.I. Joe, because I think Clutch said, "Oh, I got somebody that can help us." So go save.
Oh gosh, I thought you were going to say, I think Roblox's about to die. I was like, no more.
He's coming to join Clutch. He's coming to rescue Duke.
David.
He's coming to rescue Duke in Cobra Commander.
David's so old. He was the guy that killed all the ponies in the My Little Pony movie. Terry, so real quick, you had an interesting theory about Starscream. What makes you think that?
So, I don't remember the issue number, but he, as he was holding Megatron in his third form, the gun form, and Megatron was trying to force him to kill Spike and Carly, right?
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing it. He saw he saw Omega Supreme.
Which, that was an incredible scene.
Yes, it was. He saw Omega Supreme, and it like made him remember something. And
he remembered his real name.
He remembered his real name. Yeah, he said his real name. I am, and I'd have to find it in the issue, but I don't think I've got all of them downloaded.
And his eyes, if I'm not mistaken, his eyes went from red to blue.
Yes, his eyes went from red to blue, and Megatron also like severely damaged him. So,
well, actually, there's a theory on that it's been established that Megatron can't fire himself when he's in that alt mode. That's why he has to kind of possess. Someone has to use him, and he kind of possesses them. And they're thinking that Starscream shot himself so as not to do it.
Yeah, that's what it looked
pretty wild. Like. Pretty wild, and he's still alive, barely, but he's still alive.
They threw him in like a scrap heap. Was that issue 24 that happened in?
24 was the where he gets shot. 25 is where he gets thrown in the scrap heap. Because the first part of 25 is Jorge Corona art, and it starts with Megatron just ripping them a new one because they lost.
Yeah.
And then kind of explaining to them their mission statement. And it does the old cartoon thing where you get the Decepticon logo then the Autobot logo, and then we got Dan Mora art with the Autobots, which I thought that was the coolest thing. I was like, what a way to intro your run, start your run, Robert Kirkman. That was pretty badass.
Now, there's something going on with Megatron too, because he's had some sort of seizures and things like that going on too.
Yes.
Well, he got tortured by the Quintessons, and we don't quite know like what all they did to him. Except they made him fight this. He had to keep fighting the same battle over and over, but he would die, and they wouldn't let him die. So they really did a number on him too. And of course he's going to have a mad hard on for Cobra Commander, or I'm sorry, the Commander, which would be interesting because I saw on the letters pages somebody was saying like, is Cobra Commander's voice in the books and Starscream's voice going to be kind of the same? And like, will anybody notice that? And then also, if you think, I just thought of this too, when Megatron sees the Commander, because that's what he was called, the Commander, is he going to recognize him until he hears him speak? Because he kind of has a different look now than he did in Cobra Law. So I don't know. It's all really interesting and I think really good. I was a little concerned about the kind of similarities with IDW, but I'm willing, it's Robert Kirkman. I have faith in him. He hadn't let me down yet. So, because I think he's one hell of a writer and just overall showrunner of what's going on.
Well,
and on a side note, Joshua Williamson, the writer of G.I. Joe, is going to be debuting a new Iron Man series in January that looks freaking amazing. So I'm for the first time in 8 years, I can read Captain America. For the first time in 5 years, I can read Batman. And for the first time in about 5 years, I'll be able to read Iron Man. If they just get the Avengers and Thor right, it'd be like rock old times. Which Brian Michael Bendis is coming back to the Avengers.
Oh, is he?
He's going to write Jed McKay, who I think is the current writer. Like the newest issue comes out this week, which is issue, I think, 33.
They taking over with 800?
Yes, 34 is / issue 800. And they said, and there's a special guest writer or a special writer or whatever with it. And the idea is they're going to do like another Avengers Disassembled and kind of rebuild the franchise.
That's going to be interesting because his first arc started when they destroy the Avengers, and I think it's 500, somewhere around 500. Right?
Or yeah, I think it's 499, 500, something like that. Yeah, well, Avengers Disassembled.
That's interesting. He's coming back 300 issues later.
I think that we are also about to get Dinobots.
Yes. Yeah, because Will Jack saw something down there.
Yeah, he saw some
just needs Spike to come give him a lecture on what that is.
Or whatever you want to call it, like the geographic type stuff like that. Yeah.
I just thought it was funny in the cartoon. You've got these advanced robots that are millions of years old. And, Will Jack sounds like he's from Brooklyn. And he's kind of like, what are these fossils? They're like skeletons in the wall. And then Spike gives him the lecture like, oh, these are called dinosaurs. They're fossils, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, they could just go to Teletran 1 and like find out what it is. Because Teletran 1's probably awake the whole time. And
Teletran 1. That's interesting, though. The whole thing with Teletran 1. Obviously, Teletran 1 is way more capable in the comics, these Skybound comics, than he was in Sunbow and other things.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing way more stuff in the comics than he ever did in the Sunbow cartoon.
Well, and I'm curious, too, Terry, I don't think it's in the issue you read, or maybe it was. No, I think it's in issue 25. David, you read 25. So Skywarp.
I think.
Okay.
I've read 26.
Okay, so in 25, I think it is when who is it? Jazz, Ultra Magnus, and somebody else takes Soundwave back to the Ark, and the Ark's missing.
Yeah. Yes.
And then it teleports back.
Yeah.
And then like Thundercracker's going nuts, and you see in his head like Globulus and monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm almost wondering. I keep saying this. I wonder if they're going to somehow tie in the Inhumanoids with Cobra Law.
Now, see, I wondered that
because if you look at that, if you
in the Earth, right?
Yeah, because if you look at the monsters, I mean, they don't, because it didn't look like your typical Cobra stuff, but I could see Globulus like waking up the Inhumanoids like, okay, we got a problem. We got techno robot
All right.
technology
So what
beings
issue is
and
that? Is it in 25?
25. It's in the Autobot section towards the end.
All right.
Well, I think they could. The way that they're doing this, I'm reading all the books like you are, Dan and Terry, and I think we could probably get Visionaries, ROM. I think Inhumanoids, definitely Mask. We know is coming. You know, I think all these things could exist. I think we could get Gem and the Holograms. I think we could possibly get Cops in the future. I think
Oh,
it'll
that'd be
all
so
work.
awesome.
I think Visionaries would be really cool to see how that would work.
Well, this is a guess of mine. This is now the Autobots, and it's so great because, especially you see it in the newest issue. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they
So-
look. What do you
I don't
think?
know,
I mean,
man. They might be. They might.
what's
be
that one? The one? Can you zoom in? The one past Galobulus's hand that almost looks like Tendril.
It kind of looks like the guys from the Renegades G.I. Joe cartoon, those blue, blobby, Energon looking.
No, they
That
don't.
one does. Yeah.
No, they don't.
No?
Can you zoom in, Terry?
Yeah, give me just a second. Inhumanoids.
Because that green one almost looks like Tendril or a version of Tendril from Inhumanoids.
All right. A little bit. Yeah, it looks a little bit like him, but not. Let me find a good picture.
But what if they did something where there's like more of them besides 3? You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
like maybe that's like kind of the nuclear option for the Cobra Law. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Coffee's going down kind of where I'm gonna talk amongst yourselves. I'm verklempt.
Yeah, it does look like that guy. It does look like that guy.
Wow, that would be so cool, man. Because you've already mentioned the Visionaries planet.
Yeah.
I could totally see the Space Knights
Yeah, that's easy.
of Galador mixing with Void Rivals.
Oh, easy.
And then here's the theory I have.
So where did they mention the Inhumanoids planet?
In
Sorry, the Visionaries.
Void Rivals. I think it
Visionaries.
was issue 17 of Void Rival or something like that. I can't remember exactly
It's
what.
just mentioned in passing. Like they mentioned they're rambling off some stuff.
Yeah, it's mentioned in passing.
Here's something I'm thinking, and I was going to say, because of this alliance with like General Flag and the humans and the Autobots.
Yeah.
How much do you want to bet we see Autobot City?
Oh yeah, Chicago is going to be Autobot City.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be Chicago. I thought about that, but I could see like another city that was kind of toasted, maybe on the way, like up where the Ark is,
Maybe.
and then they say like, hey, you guys rebuild this, and this will be your base.
You know what, Dan? The funny thing I've seen recently is they are really getting all this stuff closer and closer because in the last issue of G.I. Joe, I think it was 15 or whatever, they mentioned that Stalker, Baroness, and
We're going to Chicago.
Are going to Chicago to figure out what happened to after the Transformers battle. And then they just mentioned in Transformers, thank you, for helping us clean up Chicago, and we think we could help you turn that city into a futuristic city. So they're really getting closer. The spirals of this universe
pretty cool.
Is getting closer and closer as it turns further and further. And there's going to be that big crossover, that Mask, G.I. Joe, and Transformers crossover, and Void Rivals maybe coming very shortly, I think.
Oh my gosh, what did you guys think of Road Pig?
Oh man,
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't read that yet.
Oh, it's like literally like the hills have eyes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was like the stuff with the Dreadnoks, like borderlines, like the what's that silly thing with the clown, the clown guy that's I can't think of his name.
It?
No, not it. Not Pennywise. The Terrifier, is that what it's called? The Terrifier or something?
Terrifier.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
almost borderlines that and like The Hills Have Eyes
Yeah,
and
they've
like
stepped the Dreadnoks up quite a lot.
oh my
They've
gosh.
notched those guys up quite a bit.
Well, when
Yeah.
when Road Pig gets introduced,
Oh yeah.
there's a great scene, Terry, coming up. You're going to read where Duke and Cobra Commander are hanging up on meat racks,
Oh yeah.
like literally as meat.
Yeah.
And Duke's like this, and he's like, and Cobra Commander's like this, and the shadow, you kind of see the eyeball on his head and all that. And Duke's like, "Are you human?" And he's like, "I wish I wasn't." And it's just like, damn. Like I almost feel like they're going to become like best friends and build a pirate ship and do all types of cool stuff.
I
I
think that
almost
they are going to respect each other as enemies.
Yeah, I think
yes.
so too. Yeah. So let's get into some new news. Did you guys by chance see
This
the
new
new?
news review?
Yeah. The new
Sounds like a name of a podcast.
the new Street Fighter pilot or teaser trailer. I think it looks awesome.
It's got my boy Roman Reigns in it.
Got a lot of wrestlers in it.
Man.
Acknowledge your tribal chief.
All right.
Andrew Koji. Andrew Koji is so awesome.
I think it looks fun.
Andrew Koji is such a good actor. He was one of the shining stars of the Snake Eyes movie. I know that's a curse word, but he did a good job in that movie for what it was. I think the actors all did a good job in the movie. It was the plot and the story. But Andrew Koji was the star of that, standout of it. I won't say star, standout of that movie. And he did Warriors, 2 seasons of Warriors that are phenomenal. And now this, man, he's doing great.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
It doesn't have Jean-Claude and it doesn't have Raul
Right.
Julia. They're going to have Jean-Claude make a guest spot in there.
He probably will.
I would mark out if I saw maybe he's like Guile's dad because he played Guile in the.
I'm not like super excited about it. It looks like it would be cool. It's something I'll probably just stream at home.
Daft Manucci, I think his name is playing what's his name? But he's so skinny.
Oh, that guy.
Dawson?
No, the main bad guy. I can't think of his name.
M. Bison.
M. Bison. Duh, I had a brain fart.
So will Hasbro co-opt it and do classified Street Fighters
I've heard
to kind of pay homage to the Real American Hero line?
I've heard a rumor in the ether that there will probably be action figures of this movie.
Yeah, maybe Jada will make them so they're cool.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, and then Momoa is playing
Blanca.
Yeah, looks really good. They've got some really big names in this, and they've got some actual people that are actual martial art experts, sumo wrestler experts. So they got a lot of people in the real world that are experts in their fields.
Man, I have to say, in the 90s, I loved that game. And I snuck in with a girlfriend one time when the movie was out. Like, we snuck in and watched about 10 minutes of it. And I'm like, all right, we can go now. But we might have had other plans. I'm not sure. But I think it's one of those things like, oh, that's cool. They're doing it. But I don't know. I'll probably go see it. I'll probably take my son to see it, see how he does. They probably ask me a million questions during the movie. I'm like, honey, I have no idea. You just got to watch it. I told him, I said, I might be working a booth with Terry at Winterfest. And I said, we might have, you want to help out? And he's like, yeah, maybe. And I'm like, he's going to ask so many questions. I don't know, man. He'll get people to sign up for you though, Terry. He'll be like, why wouldn't you sign up? Well,
that's actually something we need to talk about.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because we're changing that up, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, no big deal.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But back to Street Fighter. I don't know. It looks fun. It looks fun, and
It looks like a good movie. It looks like
I think we
the,
just need.
it looks like the
I think we
game.
just need some fun in
That's
movies again.
exactly it.
Let's
Yep.
make movies fun again.
That's it.
Like
Yes.
not everything has to be in game, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on record and maybe I'll eat these words, but I could give two you know what's about Avengers Doomsday and the 79 actors that are in it. It just doesn't move me one way or the other.
I'll watch it at home.
I want to reiterate what you said, Dan. I want to go to the theater. I want to see movies that are fun, that are like escapism, entertainment, where I don't have to think about my day-to-day job, even though my whole day-to-day life is now fun, most of it, except for medical.
Yeah,
But,
your job is escapism.
yeah. So, but I want to go to see more.
It's okay,
I wanna
David. You
see,
can
like,
say you were inspired when you visited Zone Comics and Toys on a Tuesday and saw me working my ass off to get
Yeah.
stuff done
he
and
was very
shipped
kind.
out. And you're like, I want to be like Dan. Instead of I want to be like Mike, I want to be like Dan. So I get it, man. It's cool.
I've worked
Then
at
next
comic
week,
stores
next week's
4
David's
times.
name will change to Dan. You know, like, oh, my middle name is David Dan. You know, I'm gonna
That's my
step
twin
up my
brother's
brand.
name. That's my twin brother's name.
See, that's where it starts. How do we know we're talking to David?
Trust me, he doesn't know that much about GI Joe.
Neither does David, but you know, it's okay.
Hey! That's mean.
Love you, man.
So what's new? What's new with you guys? You got some projects coming out
Oh
one of
gosh.
these days?
Well, I
It's
had
gonna
a-
be a while, man.
I got it. Well, back to if are we down to that? Or are we still talking about the?
I don't know. I
energy
thought
drink?
you were still starting that Street Fighter movie.
Oh, okay.
Because initially, when you mentioned it and I watched it, my first thought was, man, don't care.
I don't know.
I
Nothing?
feel like I need to get a
No.
Akuma figure
No,
because that's
I've learned to
Roman
just
Reigns.
accept your thoughts for what they are, because you have a different way of looking at things than other people, and so I have my way. I'm more excited and more enthusiastic, and so I don't blame you. You have your right to feel the way you feel.
Well, Street Fighter for me, I didn't really play Street Fighter very much. I was more into Mortal Kombat.
aren't they
so-
doing another one of those too?
Yeah, the sequel is already done. They delayed it. It's supposed to come out in the spring, so that looks phenomenal. By the way,
Feels just like the '90s again. We got two things that are basically the same thing coming out: Tombstone, Wyatt Earp, Dante's Peak, and Volcano,
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter.
A
That's-
new Greenland movie's coming out.
I thought I saw something with that. Well, I don't even know what the first one was, except it's got Gerard Butler in it.
It was good. I mean,
Well,
I watched it the other day.
Give me the rundown on it.
Dude trying to get his family to safety and all the shit that he goes through during that and all the stuff his family goes through. They're all trying to make it to Greenland before this asteroid hits the Earth. Because there's like a massive bunker in Greenland, and it's the only place that people will be safe.
Because the experts know.
Right. So Greenland 2 is they're trying to get somewhere else. I don't remember exactly where it is, but they're trying to like go resettle some areas that are supposed to be safe outside the bunker. So I don't know.
Greenland-
The first one was good. I like Gerard Butler movies.
Greenland 2, Electric Boogaloo.
He has several really good movies though. So,
Gerard
Good
Butler
actor.
directed him in How to Train Your Dragon. That was a great movie.
never seen it.
He also does the voice of the father in all the animated feature films and the cartoon series as well.
Oh, really?
He was the only one they cast that was in every single thing for How to Train Your Dragon.
No shit.
Is the actress's name Elizabeth Heigl? Am I thinking of the right person or saying the right name?
For what?
The live action or the
No,
animated?
there was a movie that he was in with her. I think I don't even know if she acts anymore. I think she got out of acting, but like he's like a relationship coach, and he falls for her, and she's like I think like a news anchor. I just remember some scene where somehow she had a certain device in her undergarments, and he had the control for it and started messing with her.
What?
And yeah, it was like it was a funny, like one like gross. It was like a funny scene where she's like,
Is
"Well, I
it
want to whoa," like she's like kind of doing
Terry,
that.
Terry, can
is it
you
you,
highlight this
Frankie?
comment? Highlight. Can you highlight that comment there about Donald Trump real quick? Sorry, Dan. This is funny.
What?
There's a Greenland comment there by Carlos Salinas.
Before Trump assumes control? You mean before Greenland becomes the 51st state?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the race between Greenland and Alberta, Canada?
Oh man.
Is Alberta? I think it's Alberta. One is either. I think it's Alberta wants to get out of Canada.
Oh boy.
I think it's whatever province. I think it's Alberta. They produce all the oil in Canada, and I'm like, yeah, come on, we're that number 51 patch. We got you. Let's make Terry and I are making the figures in Canada now because of the in Alberta.
We need to go ahead and make Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands both states.
They don't want to. It's too much taxes.
They want the benefits, but they don't want the work.
Yep. I've talked to plenty of people from down in those places, and they're like, no, they don't want to do it. That's why it keeps getting denied, because we don't want to pay all those taxes.
Right. And they would also lose some of the benefit they get from it right now, some of the aid and shit.
Yeah, and we've got them protected down there, so it's not like we're gonna let anything happen to them. So they're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So what's the
maybe Alberta could just be a territory?
The territory, yeah.
Well, that would be wild. We live in some wild. I'm starting to wonder if when they turned the CERN on in 2012, it did alter reality.
It did. Did you watch that?
I watched a thing about it. This one YouTuber I just discovered talks about mysteries, conspiracies, alien stuff, and it's just like, oh, he's fun to watch when there's nothing else to do. And I'm kind of like half out of it, and he starts talking about CERN, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm awake now. Oh, that kind of makes sense.
Basically, it goes back to experiments in probability, and this program that would like generate the outcome of different things based on probability, and I guess it kind of broke, and no matter what variations they fed this program, it had the same outcome every time. And it was like the timeline had collapsed in on itself, and all the different variations had started to converge. So that's how they're kind of explaining like the Mandela effect and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what the Mandela effect was, and I was like, oh wait, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's been things I've read or seen that I'm like, I remember that being different, you know?
Yeah, dude, we could totally go in like an entire show about that.
We should, because there's some wild stuff, and he also does one, and I think he's relatively new to that space, if you will, because I said something to a buddy of mine, and he just like started giving me all the information on all this stuff, because he had one about Aleister Crowley, L. Ron Hubbard, and the jet propulsion guy were doing some ritual in Roswell, and that's the same time the Roswell incident happened. And so it's kind of thinking like the so-called alien thing they found supposedly might have been an interdimensional, like a demon or some type of access to that world. And because it was weird because they were, and I'm butchering what the guy was saying, they were trying to like bring about some woman called the Babylon woman, and just magically all of a sudden the jet propulsion guy was dating some woman that looked like her, and then he dies, and then the L. Ron Hubbard's dating her. It's real weird stuff, man. But I was just like, oh, this is interesting. Like these, and like maybe the government's covering that up, that we've gotten into some places we shouldn't have.
I want to know more about that documentary, The Disclosure, from Amazon. That documentary, have you seen that? Everybody's talking about that. It's about the fact
yes.
that the government has admitted there are otherworldly entities on Earth. We have other UAPs that have been discovered. We've been keeping the technology. Russia has some, China has some, and there's different places around the planet that are housed UAPs and other worldly life forms and stuff. And like really high up government officials in our country have gone on to this documentary, admitted that the country does have aliens imprisoned and biological entities and ships and all this other stuff. It's incredible.
Man,
Well-
I don't know how much you guys actually follow some of that stuff, but like I get really into it and I follow a lot of it. So this is the Age of Disclosure trailer.
Is this on Netflix, you said?
It's on Amazon, but you have to pay for it, so it's not
If
free.
you have Amazon Prime, would you get it?
Check it out.
Yes, I think so.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists.
UAPs are real, they're here, and they're not human.
Somebody's going to pop
I
in.
spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I worked on highly classified UAP programs.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the 4th Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
A one-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified aerial phenomenon.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government was involved in a long-running secret war with other nations to collect and reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings. The first country that cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
China has established its own version of a UAP task force.
You think for a second that they wouldn't consider using it to achieve their ends of domination?
This is similar to the Manhattan Project. This is the atomic weapon on steroids.
This is so secret. Very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
You better be careful that a government doesn't trust its people, because there's no telling what they'll pull on you.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for a species.
It has so many beneficial impacts, including clean energy.
We should have disclosure today. We should have disclosure tomorrow. The time has come.
I think that's
like, we're not actually going to get any kind of legitimate disclosure about that type of stuff.
I think that's the prequel to the Michael Bay Transformers.
There is so much disinformation that's put out there on top of disinformation on top of disinformation with people that are supposedly all of these sources, all of these whistleblowers and whatnot, that these guys still maintain a clearance level, but they're talking about stuff that's classified?
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
So you think it's a distraction?
Yes.
Yes.
I think a lot of it's a distraction. I think that, like, for instance, the Tic Tac UFO,
Yeah.
I think that is Lockheed Martin, because Lockheed Martin was developing something similar like 20 years ago.
So here's something for you. Have you guys heard of Operation High Jump?
Yeah, it's fake.
What do you mean?
It's all false. It's all made up.
Well, Byrd did go down there.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, they led an invasion fleet.
I will.
Let me talk about it real quick.
Go ahead.
Because he said something that kind of made sense. Admiral Byrd, who was a Navy admiral who explored the North Pole right after World War II, was assigned to lead a fleet, an invasion fleet to Antarctica under the guise of testing our equipment in cold weather, extreme cold weather. And the conspiracy of it was that the Nazis had established a base down there. So in the event that they lost Europe and lost the war, they could reconstitute and come back at a later date. Plus, they were also looking for the inner Earth people. So something happened down there where there was a few casualties, and then we left. And then Byrd testified before Congress, and then he was quoted by an Argentina paper saying that I briefed my superiors that we need to prepare for a coastal defense system because the Nazis created saucer-shaped vehicles that use the Earth's magnetosphere to travel really great speeds off from the poles, and it would be hard. Our technology would be hard to fight it. And then he died like 2 weeks later. Then there was a whole thing about his journal that was taken by the government. All his stuff was classified, but supposedly, and I don't know if this is real or not. I mean, it's real that it was said, but I don't know if it's accurate. His son found another journal where Admiral Byrd claims he was flying, his instruments died, and his ship kind of like floated in to some kind of like almost like the Savage Land from Marvel Comics.
That's
And
at least that part was made up.
I think so too. But it would make sense why the Nazis were in South America because they were trying to get down to Antarctica.
Right.
Now, this is something interesting. I think I might have mentioned this once before. Still deals with Antarctica. 2 days after Trump won in 2016, Secretary of State John Kerry took an emergency trip to Antarctica. They're like, why would you need to take an emergency trip to Antarctica? Because your side lost. And one of the astronauts went with him. I can't remember if it was Buzz Aldrin or John Glenn, but whichever astronaut it was had like saw something down there that made him have a massive cardiac event, and they had to airlift him to an aircraft carrier. Now there was supposedly some tweet where he said it's pure evil. But I don't know if that's accurate or not. But he did go down there. He did have a heart attack and almost died, and then was put on an aircraft carrier to save his life. But it's just kind of weird why you would need to take an emergency trip down there, because maybe your administration's changing. Then the other thing is, I have a guy that is a DOD inspector general that shops with me, and we kind of talk about like military stuff and politics and all that, like as much as he can. And one day it's just me and him, and I said, "Hey man, I know you can't probably tell me what, but what the hell is it with Antarctica? Is it aliens? Is it spiritual beings? Is it inner Earth people? What is it?" He goes, "Honestly, I don't know." He goes, "The only thing is we spend a lot of money down there to either protect something or guard something. That's the extent I can tell you that I know." So something's going on down there.
So check this out. This is something that was being developed almost 20 years ago by Lockheed Martin. It's Lockheed Martin's fast kill device or fast kill vehicle, multi-kill vehicle.
They call it the Dick Cheney.
One. Cover. With no pilot to compromise performance, even more unusual craft and propulsion systems have been designed and tested. This incredible machine was originally designed to shoot down nuclear missiles and satellites. Yeah. Just 12 inches long, gyroscopically balanced, and with thrusters at key points around its body, it is capable of instant changes of direction.
Cover. Cover tracking. Cover. Roll. All right.
No airplane could ever catch this machine.
Tell me that's not what became the Tic Tac.
I think you're on the money there, Terry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
12 inches long?
As a person of faith, I don't care one way or the other if they're aliens. It doesn't change my worldview. If there are aliens, I would just need to know what language they speak to print my books for them to buy. And
Yes.
where I need to ship product to. But the more I think about it, especially after 2020 and all the nonsense that went on, I think it's more of a distraction. I think it's more of a look over here at these fake green men. I think it's more of a spiritual nature.
Aliens. Project
Nephilim.
Nephilim type shit.
Yeah, Nephilim. I think it's more likely there's Nephilim working in concert with the CIA and whatever than it is aliens.
You have the chief of staff on that documentary. what's his name? I don't know his name, but he's the chief of staff. Why would he be on that documentary?
What chief of staff?
Former chief of staff.
I can't remember.
Well, they had Senator Rubio on there when he was a senator, and he was on that committee, but now he's a Secretary of State.
That's what I'm talking about. Rubio, sorry.
Yeah, he's Secretary of State. Susie Wilds is chief of staff, Pat Summerall's daughter.
Okay. Well, then, those are people that you should not be on that documentary, but they are.
I think it's feed people some info, get them talking, keep them distracted. Strictly what that is.
I think it's
because
lot of that.
if there's aliens, why have we not encountered them?
Oh, who says we haven't?
But I'm talking about us. Why? What are they holding back for?
Senator Burchett is one that is adamant about finding out what's going on. He talks about some of the stuff that he's seen. Doesn't care what he says. Watch some of the interviews with him.
Dennis, former Congressman, Democratic Congressman Dennis Kucinich was another one that's real into that stuff, and he's interesting. Even though I kind of politically disagree with him, I respect him and like him, and he has a lot of interesting stuff to say about that. He's worth listening to because he has some pretty interesting information because he was on one of those committees.
The what's his name? Rogan. His podcast is very interesting. He gets a lot of interesting people on there that talks a lot about this stuff, and I like his podcast.
Lou Elizondo, the guy that's featured in that documentary a few times, I've heard a lot of people say he's kind of a fake.
Yep, I think he's fake. He's a disinformation specialist.
Yep, because I know some people that are Lou Elizondo. Thank you. I know some people that are real hot and heavy into like aliens, conspiracy, and all that, and I'm like, yeah, that guy, no one takes him serious.
Yeah, nobody takes him serious. Commander David Fravor is another one that there's a lot of scrutiny over about how this guy is basically just a disinformation specialist. Yeah, there's one comment down here that just popped up. Bob Lazar legit. So the thing with Bob Lazar, he has told the exact same story without deviation for the last 30 years,
something like that.
33 years, and he talked about things way back then that have only been revealed recently. He talked about technology that existed. He talked about some of the things that they were doing, specifically Element 115. Before it was confirmed to even exist, he was talking about Element 115, a stable version of that.
Well, we're overlooking sorry, go ahead, Terry.
I think that Bob Lazar believes, at a minimum, Bob Lazar very strongly believes that what he is telling you is true. One of the things that he talked about was some of the vehicles that they had at Groom Lake. At least one of them, he said, was discovered in an archaeological dig. Others were crashes or recoveries, and that everything was so compartmentalized that they really one team couldn't talk about anything with another team. So it was really hard to make any progress. And if they couldn't make any progress on something, they would just put it back in storage and wait 10 years and then pull it back out and see if technology had advanced enough to actually do anything with it by that time.
The thing about any kind of truth or realization or whatever, there's always going to be a percentage of fact in there. And then there's going to be a bunch of stuff. So trying to find the fact with this whole static that's all around it is the tricky part.
We're overlooking the obvious, where those Tic Tac things come from. And I think I know the answer. Mars Industries.
Mars Industries. Yes.
It's so obvious. It's right in front of our face.
It is. You're right. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, we took a pretty sharp turn there to a whole other realm of stuff. But
Toy Talk conspiracies.
I'm really interested in talking about. So
yeah,
we may end up doing some shows about.
I'm down with it.
These topics. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I think it'd be
it's a,
Well, I think they make some really cool comic book writing concepts and ideas with ancient artifacts that are lost. Maybe the aliens put them there, or maybe there's an alien power source connected to some of these
well,
artifacts.
have you guys ever heard of something called Revelation of the Method?
No.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay, so Revelation of the Method, and this is supposedly what the Illuminati believe, or the Cabal or whatever, that if they let you know in some way what they're what Star Viper, that's awesome.
Star Viper confirmed.
Yep. Yep. That's the Cobra Stiletto flying around. Maybe it's the Micronauts. It might be the Micronauts. Right?
The Tic Tac.
Yeah, that's their little ship. It's Biotron. He's flying around, you know. But Revelation of the Method. So the X-Files had a spinoff show called The Lone Gunman.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the pilot episode, so this is an example of Revelation of the Method. The pilot was, and I don't know the characters, it's like some computer hackers, some younger guy, and then his dad. It was like some government suit. Well, the pilot episode was the dad admitted to the son that our government was going to do a terrorist attack in the United States, blame it on the Middle East to get in this endless war to produce arms and make money. And it was the Twin Towers. They were going to crash 2 planes. They were going to take over the autopilot, crash 2 planes into the Twin Towers. And it was the exact same flight numbers, the exact same flight path, same airports, and each plane hit the exact same tower. So on the show, it stopped. The one tower that has the big antenna, the antenna got knocked off. The hero saved the day. But that episode came on March 11, 2001, 6 months before 9/11. So they were letting
art
you
imitating life or life imitating art.
So what the thing is like, so if they were caught, they believe that their karma is clear because they told you they were going to do it and we just couldn't figure it out. So there was something recently, I think it was somebody in the Foo Fighters was in some play or movie about he's in a band that loses popularity, so they kill a bandmate to get he dies and everybody cares about him again. And then in real life, one of the Foo Fighters died. So it's real, and there's countless examples. Oh, the most recent one was a movie on Netflix called White Noise with Adam Driver about a train that derails in Pennsylvania with toxic chemical, or Ohio, in Palestine, Ohio, and then 6 months later that happens. So it's like they're telling you we're going to do this, and like, hey, we caught you, and like, no, Terry and David, I told you I was going to do this, and you did nothing about it.
Dude,
so I'm
gonna
clear.
I'm gonna need a giant goldfish with a tinfoil hat if we're gonna get into this stuff.
Right?
You'll know what I'm talking about when you watch the video that I
We
sent.
need to change
the
channel.
Y-Files.
Instead of Toy Talk, we'll call it the X-Files Talk.
We'll do the show at midnight, so it's real eerie, and we'll lower the lights down,
Well, I do like all this sort of stuff. I don't know if it's the right topics for this channel, but I do enjoy that.
Hey, man, whatever. I mean, we've got.
Well, that's why we need G.I. Joe to defend us.
I love the fact that somebody got the files, the reference. Dude, AJ Gentile is a super interesting guy. Super interesting guy.
Great story.
He's
I watched
actually
him on.
Yeah, he's actually starting another channel called The Basement, where he's basically just going to be like doing the same thing that like Sean Ryan and Joe Rogan do, where he just brings on people he's interested in talking to and has discussions with them over, a span of time.
I watched him.
I really like AJ Gentile's stuff, man. I really like the Y-Files. He has like an almost 4-hour episode on the Sean Ryan show where he's talking to him about all kinds of stuff, going back like all the way to like how he got started and whatnot.
Well, it's interesting because I saw a clip where he's talking about the Nephilim and the Book of Enoch. So I was like, I got to watch that. So I watched it in a couple different parts, but I watched the whole interview and it was really good. He's a really nice guy. Comes from a really great story. Like when he's talking about he was in the studio during the riots in 2020, and he said he could hear the noise outside. It was almost like The Walking Dead, and how eerie that was. And they almost were going to have to run over people to get out of there. That was pretty wild. But like when he talks about the similar, like you might have some cultures that have a similar story. He goes, but when you have 300 cultures, different, are all around the same time period, have giants, beings from the sky, interactions with humans, and a great flood. There's kind of got to be some truth to it,
Dude,
Interesting stuff.
My wife and I actually we wait for new episodes to come out, and we'll watch them like the week after, because I got to work on Sunday nights, and they used to come out on like Saturday or Sunday night. And like we basically just, like, when a new episode comes out, we normally have one like once a week. So
yeah, I saw a little bit of him. I still see him every now and then. Back in like 2020 and 2021, I was like really going down the YouTube rabbit hole, so to speak, like with toys. I think I watched every Plaid Stallion episode. I watched everything there was, and he would pop up, and I was like, "Is that fish really?" Like, okay, who is he talking to? The fish? And I'm like, okay, cool. And then like, I was like, oh, I get the gimmick, and then like he would go over these different topics, and I like
modern day Art Bell. I used to listen to Art Bell a long time ago. Art Bell, and then after that, George Norrie. George Norrie does Coast to Coast AM now, I think. 8:40 a.m. Let me make sure.
Terry, did you ever see the Sean Ryan where he talks about the number 411?
Yeah, missing 411. Yeah, I've watched all that stuff.
Well, no, where he's like, it's always that number. I think it's 411. Appears in a sequence to him all the time. And they explain it's like an angel watching over you or something. Because 9:11 a.m. or 9:11 p.m. is mine.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to dig through episodes and find it, man, because like I basically just listen to a lot of the stuff while I'm at work. So I'll put my AirPods in and just listen to like different podcasts at like 1.5 speed. So all right, well, we are over our hour for the day. So yeah, I think that maybe we should explore some other topics, man. It's fun to talk about, and I mean that's pretty much what this is. It's just about having fun and finding something.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't always all have to be G.I. Joe or always all have to be comics. And, that's what they make categories on channels for.
Oh, real quick, may I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was looking for an end table that was clearanced out last summer that I bought for my wife, and I was trying to find a matching unit because we kind of redid our living room for the Christmas tree or the Christmas setup.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm near Ross's. Maybe I'll run in there and see if they have it because they get
RossCon.
Because it's kind of like a TJ Maxx sort of deal.
Yeah.
And I went in there and I was like, oh, well, I'm here. I'll go look at the toys because I keep seeing people talking about, I'm not going to buy the toys at full retail. I'm going to get them at Ross.
Did you get
I don't understand why the line got canceled.
Did you get a lot of stuff for your store?
No, there's nothing there. They don't have anything. But what I was going to say was, I think I entered the first realm of hell because the line and this was early in the morning, and this was last Thursday, it wrapped around into the women's clothes. And all the faces were so unhappy. So there's any warning to you out there to go be a good person so that you don't go to hell, step into Ross. And if you have any sense, you'll be like, yeah, I want to go be a good person because I do not want to be stuck in that line for all of eternity. Because I was like, they can have the USS flag in there and I will never step foot in there again because it's just not worth. Because I thought, my God, what if they have the end table and what if they have some eels? I'm not standing in this line for anything. I'll go like, hey, man, buy this. So here's $100. I'll be waiting outside for my stuff. But yeah, I don't understand all that. Terry and I have talked.
Yeah, I've not stepped foot inside Ross or any of that shit for over. It's been a couple years.
The only one I hit is like I'll hit an Ollie's from time to time, but not that often.
But it's the very exact same pattern that happened with POC and ROC and POC, where people were like, "Oh, I'm going to wait and get this at Ross for real cheap."
It's different now, though.
A little bit, but it's the same mentality. And then I think if we're not careful, it'll just, death of the line, the famous rallying call. And then people will be like, I wonder why they don't make G.I. Joes.
G.I. Joe's fine. Don't believe the conspiracy theories. We were just talking about that.
No, I'm fine. I know I buy my stuff. If I want something, I'm going to go get it. I don't care. I'm not going to wait till I'll wait and get my favorite character. I'll chance it at Ross or Ollie's, or I'm still waiting for that his tank at Ollie's, though, like some people told me in the Dragonfly.
Oh, it'll come. It'll come.
Of course, I think they've all kind of gotten out of collecting classified, and they're on to who knows what they're on to now. But but yeah, you're never going to have a Dragonfly at Ollie's.
McFarlane DC figures.
Yeah.
You think that's what they're into now, even though they're on the way out?
I don't know, man.
Because McFarlane lost the license. This is the last.
G.I. Joe is dead again.
He only lost part of the license. He is still going to have some of DC's merchandise.
I am going to have to re-up my fucking membership and get these his tanks ordered.
You better.
I got to check and see how many days are left on that.
It's not until January 4th. January 4th.
It's like
12th day of Christmas, my Terry gave to me.
January.
His tank.
January.
Bye, everybody.
January.
Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for listening to us.
Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for commenting all that stuff, and we'll see you next week.
We have a top 25 figure listing next week.
Tinfoil and Toys. That's the new name for the show.
Love it. Love it.